an entire village accepting Islam. Being part of that is possible. By donating to this IERA project, it will help many people accept Islam in Africa and equip them to practice it. Link in the description. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. The British government has indeed been caught with its pants down, and as expected, what we saw was a disappointment. As we know by now, in British politics there are two main parties, the Conservatives and the Labour, and the Labour Party is currently ahead, more specifically 20 points ahead. So the Conservative Party is kowtowing to the hard right, you know, the right wingers,
Islamic terrorists,
trying to get their votes, and that's why they're using their token brown people to do the job of the white people, mate. Suella Braverman. Yes, looking at her, she doesn't look like a Braverman. She's taking hardline stances against the migrants, even though her parents both were migrants.
What?
In the 1960s, mate. One came from Kenya, the other Mauritius, and their background is of course Indian. So one person described it very aptly and said, they made full use of the door, mate. Yeah, come in, mate. The whole Braverman family can come in, and then they shut the door behind them. And we see this happening quite a lot, yeah. When it comes to Sajid Javid, Sadiq Khan, Preeti Patel, Obama, Colin Powell, they use people of minorities against minorities, mate. Yeah, Obama being a black person, that didn't stop him from bombing brown countries and black countries. Sadiq Khan being a Muslim didn't stop him from promoting LGBT, mate. So let's get back to Suella Braverman. What did she say? She said the child grooming gangs were predominantly British Pakistani, and then she went on to say their cultural attitudes are completely incompatible with British values. So she mentioned this in an article that she wrote for the Mail on Sunday. She's the Home Secretary. What on earth is she doing writing articles for a newspaper, mate?
Yeah!
That's my first question. Isn't your job taxing enough? And what happened to impartiality? Aren't journalists supposed to be impartial and not be in the pockets of the government? So the press regulator IPSO declared that this statement, wait for it, was indeed false. And this isn't the first time we've heard this. The Home Office has also published before that child grooming gangs are not British Pakistanis or Muslims only. They are indeed predominantly white people. So my question to Miss Braverman is, now that it's white people, is that in line with British values?
Thank you!
And in their defense, the Mail said it got verified from the advisors to the Home Secretary, you know, Miss Braverman, and the Prime Minister, and they had absolutely no concerns and they gave the green light. So what is revealed here? That what the government would do just for votes is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting because this grooming narrative, even though she referred to British Pakistanis, it gets used against Muslims, yeah? It's within your religion, mate. It's within your theology and all that sort of nonsense, mate, which has been debunked so many times. And this is promoting a racial slur, and this slur has taken lives. Let me just give you three main examples, yeah? One example was in 2015, a man called Mohsin Ahmed, an 81-year-old man, was killed, and the person who killed him called him a groomer. Then of course we had the T, can't use the word, who went into a mosque and then again can't use the word, 51 worshippers in Christchurch, New Zealand. On his bullets he wrote for Rotherham. And of course 2017, Darren Osborne, who even referenced this as well. So this is costing lives. For them, it's votes. And the Home Office, it's your own institution. And then they also went to the government. They saw it. Yes, a lie. It's absolute nonsense, mate. The Home Office refuted this long time ago, mate. But you know what? Green light. Go for it, mate. We could do with the votes, frankly. Despicable people. Disgusting. And then people people wonder why we don't trust those mugs in Downing Street. Peter Oborne, a British journalist, made a very good point. He said that she used a newspaper to fabricate a racial slur. And then he goes on to compare it with South Africa and the United States, where they would say that these black people are after our white women. And he's saying that today it's reflective of that, because they're trying to say, oh, these brown people are after our white women. So again, what's the point of learning from history? Yeah, this woman, Braverman, comes from Cambridge, mate. What on earth is the point? What's the point? Boris Johnson, Oxford, what is the point if you guys are going to be bumbling buffoons? Boris Johnson calling Muslim women letterboxes, again forwarding that stereotype and violence against Muslim women. And here we're seeing the same with the grooming thing. And you know what? I'm glad that the Centre for Media Monitoring were able to flag this up and get something done. And then the Mail on Sunday had to publish an apology. The shame and the sad reality is that people get to see the headlines. They're not going to necessarily see the retraction and the apology. But what's worrying is that governments are using the media in front of everybody, peddling lies that are causing people to be killed and then not being held to account. That's why Peter Oborne saying that the British government needs to speak up and deal with this matter, frankly, because it's dangerous. So guys, this news was brought to you by s2jnews.com. I have started a news website that we can find out and keep up to date with news pertaining the Ummah. We have released an app for Android and Apple. Make sure you download it. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.